What's going on, guys? Welcome back to a new video here on Brenny Plays. I hope you guys are doing amazing today as always. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. We're here on the FS25 Cortland Edition map, and we are going to be picking some corn. We got a John Deere S7 series, we got an old Freightliner with the C15 in it, and we got our 8R with the J&M extended reach grain cart. Sadly, we will be running solo today, for the time being anyways. We've got quite a bit of work to do, even if we are on our own. Now, if you guys would like to be playing on the server with us and have a chance to be in some of my future videos, check the description and go look for K Farms. We're always looking for new players in here. As I said, I'm pretty well raw dogging this on my own for the time being, unless somebody else decides to get on. I don't have anything set up on auto drive at the moment, so things might be a little interesting. As long as I can make it down and back without getting too full, I think we should be okay. Now, at first glance, this is also my first time playing on this map, by the way. I like how it's laid out. I love the PDA background here from the map. I think it is really cool. And I just like how it lays out. I love big flat field. You know, I love playing on maps like Alma or Gage, Kentucky wasn't a bad map either. But I just don't like a bunch of hills. I feel like if you want to have a nice BTO operation going on, you gotta be somewhere in the flatlands. That's just my personal opinion. And speaking of hills, I've been trying to do a little bit of learning when it comes to this game, because I really wouldn't mind doing a video where me and a couple of buddies build terraces on Alma. I've been slowly working at it each night, trying to get it all figured out, and I think one of these days we might be able to deliver that kind of video to you. But you guys just gotta trust the process. Now we're just starting to get harvest kind of kicked off on here. We've got two main farms going on at the moment. We have Kyle's farm and we have Dusty's farm. And you can tell that by the fact that Dusty's fields are highlighted with blue and our fields are highlighted with green. Dusty seems to be getting along just fine with his too. He's getting his harvest all kicked off. And I figure once we get Dan on here, we'll have a co-op. If I had to guess, the store's right around here. There's a couple of selling points scattered out. We have another store here? I don't know. But there's a couple different options. I'm sure Dano will put a co-op up somewhere. And just like that, we already got ourselves a full hopper. Oops, I knocked over a little bit of corn. You'll have that on them bigger jobs. It'd be like that sometimes. Like I said, we are cruising on by ourselves today. So I have to go down and do this all on my own. Thankfully, we are just close enough to the edge in the bin site here. I think I'm just going to go ahead and auger this off into the semi and call that good enough. If I were a little bit further away, then I'd go get the grain cart. Look at all that corn coming down into the hopper bottom. Oh my goodness, I just love it so much. Now all of this corn will be getting stored in the big bin site right there. We've got a dryer in there. This corn's going to have to get dried down just a little bit. Moisture is not bad, but I really don't like having to sell 19 to 20% corn, and neither does Kyle. So we're just going to put it in the bin, kick the dryers on for a month or so, and go from there. We usually try to sell our crops around that January mark, so it usually works out really nice. I haven't really got to sit in these S7 combines very much. I'd love to sit in one in real life, but you know, we can't afford one of those in real life. I've always been very fond of the new gens and how the cabs lay out. I like how the radio's up there. We've got all these sunshades scattered around, dual monitors, and this giant display right here. Now, just to make things a little bit easier on myself, I think I'm gonna start picking back a little bit, and then we'll stop, come dump on the truck, and then that should allow me to make another down and back and get a full hopper that way. We do have to turn to our right here just because I've got a little bit of corn I accidentally missed when I started on my initial row. It's not a row shame, thank the Lord, but we do have one over here that we just as well go pick up. We'll probably at least pick this out up to 50%, give or take, if my math is mathing correctly. Actually, I think I have a better idea. Bear with me. Let's take our tractor and grain cart, and instead of leaving it just sitting down here by the truck being empty and useless, let's just set it down here at the edge of the field. That way we can dump the combine on both ends. Science. I already know this is going to work out great. The only thing is, once we fill the truck, once we get it back, we're probably going to have to go ahead and dump the grain cart just to be on the safe side. Which means, yes, we will be adding on just a little bit of trucking, but I'm willing to take that risk. Once we get down to the end to dump on the truck again, I'm probably going to move it down a little closer to the field edge so we don't have to drive the combine as far. We have about 3/4 of a grain cart load now. Once we get back down to the end, we should have a full semi-load. The system works really nice, and I actually feel really productive doing this on my own. We've got ourselves a semi-load now. We will pick it back down to the other end, dump it on the grain cart, and then we'll bring the grain cart back up to the front, go dump the semi, dump the grain cart, and get right back to it. I gotta say, guys, this system is working out really nice. This is the most peaceful harvest I think I've ever done in a game. And even better yet, we are starting to hit some really good corn now. Hopefully, it just keeps getting better from here. We got the grain cart moved over to where we're going to be putting the truck next. The truck is struggling a little bit. Now that we're back on some solid ground, though, it seems to not be having any issues whatsoever. I think the field itself was just a little bit soft. We'll get spun around the very, very big bin site we've got going on here. I've never seen something like this in Farming Simulator before. This is probably one of the most insane grain bin sites I think I've ever seen in my life. But it does hold a lot of grain. We'll get this dumped in here and we'll go ahead and get the dryer kicked on so we can get this corn to start drying down. We sure are putting the hammer down today, guys. We about got this field all knocked out. It looks good. This corn, it's just getting better the closer we get down here to the end. We're on the last bit of the long rows here. Shouldn't take us too terribly long to get this all knocked out, I don't think. We have had to dump the cart and the truck both quite a couple times, which is a very good thing to have to do. So far, we have just shy of 300,000 liters of corn sitting in the bin, and we are very easily going to beat that pretty soon. We might have very close to 450,000 liters of corn before it's all said and done. Well, boys, we are down to the final pass here on this field, and then we will finally have it done. This took me quite a little bit of time in real perspective to get it done, but we pushed right on through, and thank God half the field was already done. I would probably be working at this for about 6 hours of real life, trying to get this done on my own. And in all reality, it took us about 2 hours, if that, to get this all wrapped up. So I am going to finish this pass. I will catch you guys at the bin site. Alrighty guys, we got that field finally knocked out. I just got done doing all of my math, and that field across 62.3 acres averaged 197 bushels to the acre. Considering there wasn't very much fertilizer put on this field on part of it, I think that was pretty gosh dang good. But that's going to do it for this video. I hope you guys all enjoyed. As always, be sure to like and subscribe if you like this kind of content. We will see you next time. Bye.